everybody. Well, welcome on in. The Survivor Series continues into our 10th week. We've got our, is it Memorial Day? Memorial Day weekend is approaching. If you'd like to do some warm-ups, do that. Sarah's got a foam roller. Maybe you know a few other movements that are comfortable for you while I chit-chat here in the beginning. Also, equipment-wise, if you need to grab anything, what we're looking at is a single moderate weight, so maybe that's something like a heavier water bottle. And then one heavier object as well would probably be good. You could fill up a bag of your choice. You could have something like a detergent bottle. But just making sure that you got some options and you're kind of aware of what we're doing. It is our normal breakdown that we've been doing where we have our full range of motion movements and we follow that with our holds. And then we've got our 3 cardio sets for 40-20 counts. We'll be wrapping that up this week, so tomorrow will be the last of those workouts, and we'll bring some new fresh stuff into it next week. Proprioception, let's kind of make sure we're aware of our feet during this. We're trying to go barefoot to bring some extra awareness. You're also aware of what muscle groups we're trying to strengthen, and oftentimes that means what muscle groups we're trying to squeeze during the exercise. So listen to that, put it together. You got any injuries, be careful with what you're doing. There's power options, there's more manageable options through the workout constantly, so pay attention to those. And if you got some tunes, throw them on in the background, something that you can jam to and get a good sweat to. That's enough for me. Let's get ourselves into some movement. We're gonna start hands and knees and do our cat-cow. So hands under shoulders, knees are under hips. We're gonna breathe in and bring up the chin, push the belly down. And then we're gonna exhale and push through the palms and arch that back up. Inhale, lift. Belly presses down. Exhale, push through the hands and arch. 2 more times. Inhale, eyes up. Exhale, chin in. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we go flat to the floor. Letter T position with our arms, so straight out from the shoulders. We're going to keep the hips and the legs in touch with the floor. We're going to breathe in and lift up, and exhale and lower down. So breathe in. Squeeze the muscles of the back towards the spine and release down smoothly. Got 4 of these. 1 more, breathe in, lift, squeeze, slow coming down. Alter the hands so they go up into like a Y position. They go to the corners. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, slowly back down. Good, lift, lower, up, down, last one. All right, very good. Next up, we get ourselves into our pigeon pose movement. So we're going to take a right foot and we're going to thread it in front and across. We're going to place our hands to the floor. We're going to set our feet however you need to, and then you're going to keep the feet in touch with the floor. Raise the knees up and press the hips and the knees back to the floor. So lift up, breathe in, exhale, sink down, and see if you can try to get your butt to sink closer to the floor as we go through a few of these. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower, and give you the last one. All right, go ahead and give me a switch of the legs out in front. Once again, thread it through, bring it across, work your way down. Inhale, lift up both the knees. Exhale, sink the hips down. Good, find the breath. Find the stretch by pushing further down. 1 more. All right, we're gonna go up to a plank position from here. So with our plank position, we got hands under shoulders. Kind of feel those core muscles, tighten them up, and then keeping your legs straightish, walk the hands back to the toes, and as you stand up, we'll bring up both the arms, do a little raise, we'll bring everything down. You're controlled as you walk back to that plank, you hold it for a half second, and then you walk it back in. All right, we got 2 more. Same thing, take your time, show me some core, and stretch those hands. And final one. And all the way up. Phenomenal. Next we work to our backward stepping lunge with the twist. So let's make sure we got that room to do the stepping backwards. Your right knee, hug it in. Send that leg back. Bring your right hand to the floor and hold it here for a few seconds. So as we hold, we're feeling the weight in our forward foot. We're going to sink our hips a little lower to the floor, get a bigger stretch. Now we bring the left hand down and we push back and we hold this stretch for a few. 3, 2, and step forward. Get tall. Perfect. Switch it. Left side, knee hugs in. We send it back and we're going to hold here opening to that hold, sinking those hips a little bit extra, opening that hand, gently come down with the hand, press back with the leg, hold it, 3, 2, and stand. All right, last 2, right side, bring it in, send it back, and you work your way into a good hold again. Hand comes down, stretch it, hold it, 3, 2, and step it. All right, and last one, left side in, left side back. Hold here, sink, open, hand comes down, stretch it, 2, 1, and up, nice and tall. Okay, and then we've got our final warm-up movement before we get into the cardio warm-up movement. So we're gonna start by just kicking our butt here. And then once we've got that in tune, we're gonna take those arms, do some circles in a forward pattern. You're going to your full range of motion, so wherever that works for you best. It can be smaller, it can be really, really wide. And then we're gonna reverse, the arms going backwards, but still kicking our glutes through here. All right, 2 and 1. All right, so then we do our 30 seconds of cardio. This is the same as we had done last week, where we're gonna have hands behind the head, do our squat, and as we come up, we go opposite elbow to opposite knee. So I'm gonna get you all started, get into a squat position in 3, in 2, in 1. We got 30. Let's remember that this could be done quickly, or this could be done with a little bit of a hold at the top. So you can kind of pick and choose whether you want to have more focus on balance early on, or whether you want to kind of push that cardio pace into what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, as you crunch, breathe out. You got 10 seconds, last few, work through that, pump yourself up a little bit, and we go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Everybody, virtual high fives abound. We're doing great out there. Who do I got out here today? Got Marie, Syed's in class, Gorman, love it. All right, so let's get ourselves into 3 range of motion movements that we're doing today. First one is a classic that we like to throw in most weeks, and it's gonna be our Bulgarian split squat, but we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna use an object, so we're gonna call it our moderate weight object here. We're gonna do some passing between the legs from one side to the next. I'm gonna give you a forward lunge position. Sarah's gonna be on the couch, she'll give you that side position, but we're gonna basically get into that split lunge stance. As you come to the bottom of your lunge, you pass the weight from one side, one hand over to the other. And so usually a smaller, more handheld option is ideal through here. You probably could go a little bit heavy with the bag if you found a fit point. Then when we get to the hold, we're just going to that down point and we're gonna stay low, okay? Now you can keep that weight, you can drop that weight if you need to for that 20-second hold. Our second movement after that is a combo of doing a single leg deadlift, but this time we change the position of where that weight is. So if my right hand is holding, my right leg is gonna stay down today. We're gonna switch that up a little bit. You're gonna lift that left leg, and then as you come up, you're gonna bring the left knee up and give me that press on that right side with the shoulder. So same thing, but today we're keeping that weight on the power leg, the leg that is staying down and balancing you through your movement. Once that's done, your hold at the top, you're just going straight up and you're working on some of that balance and that form in a little bit of kind of an unstable environment. And then our third and our final movement brings us down to the floor. This is a kneeling position. This is where a good heavy weight comes in. So I'm going to use my bag at this point. Both knees down, sit down to the heels, push your hips up and bring that heavy weight up, and then control everything, sit back down. So full lift up, and then control as you come back down to really get more out of that. Our hold at this point is gonna have you start by leaning back a little bit, and then extending that weight and holding that weight out in front. So you can pick and choose kind of where that works best for you. You might go no weight if you need to, but those are your holds attached to your range of motion movements. Let's get ourselves ready to roll here. We're gonna get into that split lunge stance, or if you've got that elevated surface somewhere around you, get to it and have that moderate weight option with you. I will start you in 10 seconds, so let's get set up. 1 foot behind you, no matter where you're at, in 3, in 2, in 1. Find a little smooth pass as you go down. And then of course, as we're working in kind of that right form, obviously our leg in front is our power leg. This is where our strength is. I want you to visually take a quick look at that knee in front and make sure that it's not going in at all. In fact, if we can pull it just the tiniest bit to the outside, that's really going to wake up that outside hip, and that's going to get you more safety as well as more power through there. We got 10 more seconds, and then we're going to do the hold on the same side, so be prepared. We're going to go finish up with this in 3, in 2, in 1. Come on up, shake it out for a quick second. You got 20 on the same leg, same side. We're going to start you in 5, beginning in 3, in 2, down and hold. So just simply hold. Find balance there. Take a look at that knee. Let's make sure the placement is where we want it. Not only on top of that foot, but finding that outside hip. And breathe, right? Center yourself. Get into this, folks. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Nice. All right. Second range of motion movement is our combo single leg deadlift and balance press. Weight in the same side leg that stays. In 2, in 1, we go down, we bring that knee up, and we push that weight up. And if you're like me, if you're struggling with a little balance early on, take it slow, right? Work it piece by piece, tighten up the belly to help out balance here, and get kind of a focal point with those eyes, right? Lock in here, folks. Good. And Sarah's got a little struggle too, that's okay. She's got a lot required on that outside hip on her right side, so think about your outside hip in that control factor. We just talked about it with that Bulgarian split squat. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. We rest for 10, and then we're just going to simply hold that top position, that balanced knee lift with that weight up in 3, in 2, in 1. Everything goes up. All right, now things I want to cue. I want her belly to be tight. You can't see this on this side, but Sarah took that free arm and she kicked it straight out to the side, so now she's got good activity on that left. And we're finding glute in charge. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Go ahead and bring yourself down, kneeling position, grab a heavier weight. We're gonna be kneeling to the overhead lift. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Sit up nice and tall. Try to get straight line from the knees up the hips, shoulders, and wrists at the top of that movement each time. Think perfect alignment, nice and tall at the top of that with each lift. So this has some hip press into it, right? We're thrusting forward with the hips. Think about maybe activating the glutes to create some of that push forward, some of that momentum. And as you lift up, breathe out. Let's put that good breathe into it. 10 seconds remaining. Good. We go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Our hold has us lean back and then extending and holding those arms out. We're going to get to it in 3, in 2, in 1. We find the lean back, we hold, and you breathe. Now tighten your core. For the love of God, let's make sure that we've got a strong belly, so we've got a supported body. You focus, you breathe, you lock it in. 5 seconds remaining. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Go ahead and bring yourself back up. We go Bulgarian split squat with the pass on the opposite side. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Once again, more manageable approach. You just have that foot back onto the floor and you practice going from one side over to the other. You could do this with body weight. You do not need a weight in your hand through this. And then peek down at that knee and make sure positioning is where we need it. Top of that foot.
Tired.
Getting a little tired, yeah, that's okay. So Sarah's slowing down a little bit. All I'm just gonna tell her is like, slow down and make the few reps that you're gonna do going forward the best that you can. We're almost there, we got less than 10 right here. Let's go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Recover, I want you to stand up, shake the legs out a little bit, get a little air into there. We've got the 20-second hold next. Get to it in 3, in 2, in 1. Come to your down point, and then I want you locked, right? Let's not only lock vision, let's lock determination, right? You're gonna get through this. 10 seconds remaining. You're gonna keep that heel into the ground. You're gonna tighten those core muscles. 5 seconds. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. All right, so next up, grab that moderate weight. It's the single leg deadlift and that balanced press in 3, in 2, in 1. Control it down, bring it up, show me balance, and the shoulder press, and then smooth as you come back down through there. Good, that opposite outside hip is taken over. Let's think about that, let's find that, let's feel that. At the top of that shoulder press, let's feel even a little bit of the back side, a little bit of the back engaged into that. There we go, there we go. We got ourselves about 10 seconds remaining. Our hold is gonna be that top position once again. All right, finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. All right, so we got 10 seconds and then we're gonna go to the hold here. Lift on up in 3, 2, and 1. We're up and we're locked. Once again, Sarah's throwing that side arm out, so that gives her great balance as well as great activity on that side. Belly is tight, breathing is smooth. We got 10 seconds remaining. And then right after that, we're going kneeling position to those lifts. Finished in 3, 2, and 1. All right. To the floor, kneeling position, heavier weight, lifting overhead. We get started in 3, 2, and 1. Up and tall, smooth, nice and down. And you give me that little hip press. Let's think about hips going from here and your glutes and your hips kind of firing to do so. Okay, as you lift up, you breathe out. You sit up, you breathe out. Inhale on the down, exhale with power as you come up from that. Okay, we got ourselves 10 more seconds here. Last little bit, and then we're going to take a breather after this upcoming hold. Let's go finished on this in 3, in 2, in 1. We go 10 of downtime. We stay on the knees. We're going to lean it back and extend that weight and hold. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Lean it back. Lock those glute muscles so we've got safety. Lock those core muscles for safety. Steady breathing. Give me determination here, folks. Lock it in, 10 seconds to go. And what Sarah did, she brought that weight in so she could keep going through there. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That is the first quarter of your workout, ladies and gentlemen. You take yourselves a nice little breather. How are we doing there? Get a little leg burn?
Shouldn't have run yesterday.
Yeah, you know, I've said it before on these. I try to warn her. Don't push yourself beforehand. She did a big one yesterday. She's feeling it. That's okay. That's exactly what I tell you in the beginnings. If you feel like something's kind of a little overkill on a certain area, maybe switch out a movement. Unfortunately for Sarah, she can't switch out any of these movements. But you all at home certainly can. All right, let's get back to it. We're going to do it again. We're going to see if Sarah can make it through the second round here. It is that Bulgarian split squat to begin, and we start in 10 seconds. 1 foot on an elevated surface or a split lunge with that pass in between. Starts in 3, 2, and 1. Going down, little hand-to-hand trade at the bottom. Peek at that knee. Let's make sure it's where it needs to be. Get it where it needs to be. Tough crowd over here, ladies and gentlemen. Tough crowd. Bad joke. So, just put the weight down and let's have you practicing it without. We've got 15 seconds, right? So if you hit burnout, burnout is always okay. That means that we're pushing the body to a challenge point. Take a break and then come back and finish with us. We're finished in 5, finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. We've got the hold next, All right, getting started on the hold in 3, in 2, in 1. We bring it down, we lock it in, and that's exactly what I want. I want you locked in. I want you locked in visually, through the center, and mentally. Last little bit. We go finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Single leg deadlift, balance shoulder press up next. Let's grab that weight, make sure we're there. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Give me the deadlift down. Remember, the weight is in front of the leg that stays on the floor. The weight is in front of the leg that stays down on the floor for these. And if you needed a more manageable approach, you just wouldn't go down quite as far. You keep working on your practice even at higher points through that single leg deadlift. All right. If you got that free arm, feel free to maybe shoot it out to the side. That might help the balance. That might wake up more muscle. You've got yourself 10 more seconds here. Looks like things are improving, hopefully across the board for everybody with time on this. In 3, in 2, in 1. We've got the hold at the top to follow. Okay. Quick shakeout, quick breather, reassess, lift in 3, 2, and 1. So let's lock in, right? Eyes locked in, belly locked in, hip locked in on that outside. That weight right over top of the shoulder, so we're feeling posterior shoulder work right here in the hold. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Nice, bring it down to the floor. Kneeling overhead lifts, heavier weight. Go ahead and lift in 3, in 2, in 1. Hips up, body up, and those weight straight on top of the head at that top point, stacked over top of the head and shoulders. Great. Get that breathe out technique. You want to breathe out and lift up. Think powerful. Yeah. Exhale with that power point. Okay, we got ourselves about 10 seconds. Come on, keep working here. Got the lean back hold to follow. We go finished in 3, in 2, in 1. We recover for 10. As we lean back, first thing I need you to do are squeeze those glutes. Grab a weight or no weight in 2, in 1. Lean it back, extend it out. And just like Sarah did last time, if you're hitting the wall, you bring the weight closer in, right? That weight comes closer into the body, you're in a lot better control. 10 seconds. Remember, after this, we're going to stand up and go straight to the next Bulgarian split squat. In 2, in 1, stand with us. Come back up, grab that weight. You're passing from leg to leg. Split lunge stance in 3, in 2, in 1. Going down and pushing up through that heel. Give me a quick little peek down at the knee. Is it on top of that foot in front? There we go. Let's find breathing, right? As you stand up through that lunge or squat, breathe out. And stand up, breathe out, breathe in, bring it down. 20 seconds, halfway there. Good. If you need a break, take 5 seconds off. Okay, take that 5 seconds. Boom, she took it, she did it. All right, that's who I was talking to, really. All right, back at it. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. We're going to go to the bottom point and we're going to hold next. Sarah is officially gassed. In 3, in 2, in 1. Bring it down and lock it in. Visually lock it in. Core, lock it in. Mentally, you're going to do this. Okay, keep that breathing. Last little bit, folks. We go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. We go single leg deadlift on our opposite side and that shoulder press up at the top. Let's get in position. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Control down, balanced and smooth press. And give me like that 1/4 second hold at the top. Just something where you set and lock the body into your top position. Good. Once again, that free arm, kick it out to the side, get more out of this. We've got 20 seconds on our clock. And then we're at that top hold point to follow for 20. 10 seconds. Abs tight, eyes focused. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. All right. Next up, we've got the hold. We're going to get to that top point in 3, in 2, in 1. We're locked, that arm is out, that belly is tight, and that back shoulder is active. She's got all those key points lined up. We got ourselves 10 more seconds right here. Squeeze your belly as hard as you can. Wake up more out of this. And we'll go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's bring it down to the floor, kneeling position with that overhead weight, heavy with that weight. We begin in 3, in 2, in 1. All the way up, smooth, coming down. Good. Remember, push up and give me a little glute squeeze at the top. Let's lock that posterior chain and lift up and breathe out. All right, folks, we've got ourselves 20 seconds through here. 20 seconds. Remember the back shoulders. Let's feel a little back at the top. Let's keep the belly engaged. 10 remaining. We go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That is rest, that is recover, that is high five time.
We didn't do the hold.
Oh, we haven't done the hold. Lean back, extend out. 3, 2, 1. Always getting ahead of myself over here. How many people at home were just like, oh, Sean, I was really hoping that was the end.
It's a good workout.
If you can extend it, extend it. Glutes tight, belly tight, right? Last little bit. Breathe, and you're finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That's good. That is break time. That is official rest and recover. That is high five time. Virtual high fives, everybody. Boom, 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 boom. Well, we got one more round. Get into our cardio sets coming up next. Sarah and I will go over your movements. We're going to have the same active recovery that we've been having last week, so we're going to continue on with that. 40-20 are our sets here. Let's go ahead and go over the 3 exercises that we got you doing for cardio today. The first is going to be a little bit of a jump squat. We'll have a more manageable option for you as well. Basic squat position, we go down into it, and when you come up, you're going to cross the feet just a little bit, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, hop back to that squat position, and then switch it. Okay, so we got a little bit of like crisscross jump happening right here. If you need a more manageable approach, you could add weight on this as well if you don't want to do any of the jumping, but bring yourself up and then take 1 foot and just kind of lightly tap it behind you, come back for another squat, and just little side tap with that foot is a more manageable approach. Second movement, we're going to bring it down to the floor. We're going to be working side to side with our bear crawl position. So we want our hands underneath our shoulders. We're going to make our way over to one side of the mat, really trying to keep those knees just hovering above the floor, and then making our way over to that opposite side of the mat. Now, if you need an active or if you need like a little breather through here, feel free to take breaks through there, and you can also revert into a bird dog if that's just a little bit too challenging for you. So you can have that bird dog as the more manageable approach. And then our third and final movement puts us onto our hands in the back. So we'll get into that crab walk position. We'll go opposite hand and foot, reaching out in front, and we'll just rock through those for that 40 seconds. All right? If you need a more manageable approach on that, you can just simply lift the hips up and bring yourself down through that. Let's get to it. I'm going to put 10 seconds on the clock. You are going to get started. If you'd like to add a weight to your jump squat, you're welcome to it. If you want to do your squat with weight, always an option as well.
You want to lay on the couch?
If you want to lay on the couch, you're welcome to it, except for Sarah. In 3, in 2, in 1. We go squat, and then that little cross at the top, right? So little foot crossing. And remember, when you come up from that squat, try to breathe out. Come up, breathe out. There we go. Now, more manageable option, we're just going to squat with a tap, right? Squat with the tap. If you needed to add any weight, you're welcome to it. Once again, Sarah has hit that wall, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very firm brick wall, apparently. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Will she?
Do it.
Finished in 3, 2, 1. Our active recovery is step forward and lift, right? So we've got about 15 seconds of this, and then we're making our way down to the floor for the lateral bear crawl next. Yeah? Think about a nice reach, a breathe in, Let's start to come on down. Lateral bear crawl starts in 3, in 2, in 1. So working your way from one side of your mat while keeping those knees just hovering above the floor. More manageable approach, hands and knees, and just give me a bird dog on both sides. Bird dog on both sides if you need. Now, if your back is bugging you, you're welcome to keep your butt up a little bit higher. Okay, that can be a safer point for somebody. Let's keep consistent breathing, everybody. You got yourselves about 10 seconds remaining here. After this, we're going to go child's pose as our active recovery. Let's go finished on this in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so child's pose, sit back, and then come forward and just kind of gently move in and out of that. After this, we're going to turn around onto our back and go crab walk position with that opposite hand and foot tap. Okay, so let's turn it around. We get started in 3, in 2, and 1. So that opposite hand and foot touch. I want you to think about like pushing through the foot and hand that stay on the floor. Let's see if by getting a little bit of a push there, you can activate better balance. You can also activate a little bit more muscle. More muscle, we start recruiting a higher breathing pattern, burning a few extra calories, maybe even get into that afterburn. We got 10 more seconds. After this, we're going to be on our back and doing that low back press with single leg drops for 20, and then we'll take a breather. Finished in 3, 2, and 1. Feet go up, you're on your back, single leg drops down, lift and push that low back down continually here. Steady breathing. Go finished in 3, in 2, in 1. That's recover time. Everyone get yourself a quick sip of water. We are going to make this a quick sip of water, so get to it. I'm going to put that additional 10 on the clock for us. We've got squat to the crossing of the feet. If you're looking to add anything, add some weight to this one. We start in 10. Squat position, little crisscross at the top. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Squat to the cross. And you're not crossing very far, right? It's just kind of one foot straight out in front of the other, or maybe even not that far. More manageable approach, we go down and we do step back. Just tap back at the top of that squat for your manageable approach there. All right, pushing what you can do. If you're one of those people that's feeling really good, you're ramped up, I want you giving me some serious pop into this, right? I want you to take it to the next level. If you're somebody that needs a breather, take a little breather. 5 seconds off is always a good idea if you need it. Let's go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Active recovery of step forward and lift. We're going to have bear crawls next. Lateral bear crawls will follow. All right, let's get set up. Lateral bear crawls. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Make your way down. Smooth coming on back. And take a break if you need it, and you give me a bird dog if you're in that manageable option on this move. Once again, also more manageable on here could be hips higher. You could have your butt up a little bit higher. But ideally, knees about an inch or 2 above the floor is where we're going to get the most recruitment of the body out of this. 10 seconds. Keep on breathing with me, folks. We're going to go child's pose to follow. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Knees down, butt back to those heels. And then breathe in and lift up. Shoulders over hands at the top. We're going to follow this on our back. Our crab walk position will start. Let's turn you around. Opposite hand and foot starts in 3, in 2, in 1. Now, same thing I told you last time. The hand and foot that stay, see if you can do it like a little press into the floor. Just get the tiniest bit of extra elevation as you go through your move. If you're feeling good, maybe you start picking up that pace. Start working through that, seeing if you can continue to get that heart rate into those higher points. 15 seconds. After this, we're going to be on our back, single leg hip presses in 3, in 2, and drop, legs up, 1 down. Keep that low back pressure. Go last few, we go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That is rest time, that is recovery time, everybody. That, 2 out of 3. You got 1 remaining. I'm gonna once again keep your rest time short here. Get yourself a quick sip of water. Now you got 1 more opportunity today to make a good workout happen. I expect you to give me proper energy as we get into this final set here. 10 seconds and we get going. Squats with that little crisscross of the feet. That means you.
That's all I got left.
All right.
It's
2,
coming out right now.
1 good squat, little crisscross, boom, knock it out. So what you're telling me is that today would be a great day to add in a little surprise addition to the workout at the end.
Yeah, that you're gonna do.
I know. She gets saucy when she gets tired. All right, we got 20 seconds. Remember, as you're jumping up, you're breathing out. Right? You're thinking control consistently. Maybe you're tapping as opposed to jumping. And you got yourself last 10 seconds. Focus in. Give me a strong finish. We go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's do that step forward. Slow it down for a moment before the lateral bear crawls follow. Okay, get ready for the bear crawls. Let's bring it down. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Get moving to one side. And once again, that challenge is how close can the knees stay to the floor? Right? We don't want them on the floor, but if you can hover right above, that's where the core is working overtime. Your shoulder stability is definitely clicked in. Halfway there, 20 seconds. Keep the breath steady, folks. Last few, finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Bring it down, child's pose, sit back, then inhale and come forward. Good, I love it. And we got the effort picked up over here. Intensity's up. Hopefully y'all are getting some good intensity out there. We're gonna turn it around. Go ahead and turn around, crab walk position, start in 3, in 2, in 1. Show me balance, and if you got it, you give me some speed through there with that extra press at the top. Come on, folks, come on, keep it on working here. Got 20 seconds remaining. After this, we're on the back, single leg drops to wrap it. 10 seconds. Whew. It's been a tough workout, hasn't it?
It's a good one. I wish I didn't feel so bad.
Oh.
I enjoyed it.
Well, we can do it again later.
Oh.
2, 1. Go ahead and on your back, feet up into the air, single leg hip drop. And that low back press, folks, that low back press. It's that nice little cherry on top to the end of the workout right here. And we'll go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That is break time. Folks, you gotta find somebody around you to high five. And if you ain't got nobody, just put it up in the air right there. Give me a little virtual high five right there. We can do like a little raise the roof. You can have some fun over there. Maybe Jesse's doing a dance to the music as I'm talking right now. Enjoy yourselves. Be proud of what you're doing. I appreciate that you're in here working hard. And you know what? Your body and your brain appreciate that thing. So continue to find kind of appreciation for yourself in accomplishing these workouts. We're going to keep you on your back. Sarah's going to go into a figure 4 stretch first to start it out. So it's just that foot wrapping around the opposite knee. We can get that left hand to pull behind the left leg and that right hand to push the right knee away. And we can open more of that outside hip on the right. Okay, so it is time to kick into some belly breathing. Let's do a little bit of that. Feel that the air goes lower as you breathe in. Long exhale out. Give me one more good belly breath here. Long exhale out. We're going to let your left leg drop. We're going to hug your right knee in. And then we're going to bring it over to the left side. We're going to get that nice rotation and that stretch. Your right arm reaches out. Your eyes look to your right side. Now, if you got a loved one around here who's been working out with you, this is where you give them a nice little sweaty pat and you say, I'm so proud of you. You're doing great. Nice big inhale in, belly breath in, and exhale, and we'll untwist. Let's go ahead and hit the figure four on our left side next. So right knee lifts in, right hand behind that, and your left hand pushing your left knee against your body here. All right, so continue to kind of find a quiet space, allow your brain to quiet, to rest. Fill the belly. Long exhale out. So allow that right leg to go down. Let's then take that left leg over to the right side. And then the left hand reaching and the eyes looking over to that left side as well. So if you find that one of these sides speaks to you a little bit more than another, I encourage you to either stay here a little bit longer or to come back to it after we sign off. One big belly breath in. One long exhale out. Let's unravel ourselves. We're going to bring ourselves up. We're going to turn ourselves around. We're going to get into kind of that large leaning position from the knees. So with our right foot, we're going to step it forward. We're going to really bring our hips forward into this. So this is where we can start to engage a stretch through the back leg, right? If I can squeeze my butt on that left side, that's going to increase it. And then that left hand reaching over to the right side gives us a little bit extra through that upper body from here. Well, last week we wanted to kind of make a little bit of an extension into what we had talked about last week, which was vitamin D and the importance of vitamin D. Nice big inhale in. Long exhale out. We go pigeon pose next. So we bring that foot across, and this one we're just going to go down and we're going to hold and hang on out for a little bit. Get comfy down here. And with vitamin D, you know, the main thing that we really talked about is like where we're going to get it is going to be from being outside, doing outdoor activities. And when that happens, especially now as it's getting into late spring, early summer, we need to be aware of our skin and giving our skin a level of protection as we spend maybe longer portions of time outside, and especially with kind of a stronger sun during your summer months. So with that, it certainly brings us to sunscreen is kind of the number one thing we do to add to our skin when we're outside, and how we get protection for it. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves up, and let's switch over into the next side for our kneeling stance. So big kind of lean forward into there. Once again, if you can squeeze your butt here, do it. And then we're going to have our right hand lifting and reaching to our left side. So sunscreens, there's all sorts of options. What's some good stuff? What are some sort of necessities into what we're doing? Well, you need an SPF of at least 30 to really, give you some half decent protection against the sun. With that being said though, it's going up towards like those hundreds and that, generally you're not getting more bang for your buck as you get up into like that 70, 80, 90, 35 or 40 is going to do pretty well against protecting you from the sun.
And you're supposed to reapply every 75 minutes.
Hand down, and then bring that left foot and give me that pigeon pose next. Yeah, so if you didn't hear what Sarah was saying, this was kind of my next point, is you're supposed to reapply sunscreen every 75 minutes. It said as long as 2 hours in between there, so maybe a little bit more than an hour, up to 2 hours. And then they also said that was kind of dependent on the time of day and whether how active you were being too. So if you're being more active outdoors, you're sweating more, and so that's making your skin a little bit more exposed to the sun. Let's get a nice big inhale in, As we exhale out, we're going to undo our pigeon pose, and we're going to go downward dog next. So our feet should be about a little wider than the shoulders. We're going to push through those palms. You can kind of figure out where this works best for you. And then work on kind of pressing your chest backwards and then putting a few micro bends into your shoulders and your elbows. So hopefully you're feeling this stretch in the back of the legs. We'll get a nice big inhale in. And then a long exhale out where we start to bring the knees back to the floor. All right. From here, we'll make our way into the gate pose, which is going to be that side position. So we're going to extend our left leg out. We're going to take our right hand and reach it on over to that left side. And as you're doing this, think about the breathing, opening the side body through here. I think being mindful also that our skin absorbs a lot of stuff. And so sometimes if you're buying certain sunscreens, they might have some chemicals that don't work well with your body. You might want to pay attention to whether there's like added detergents, certain scents, certain colors added, if there's like BPA associated with that, because our skin is an organ. It's the largest organ in our body, and it's huge in absorbing kind of the world around us. Let's go ahead and bring it down, and let's switch it over. And let's go ahead and reach onto that opposite side and just find some time for that breathing to open. Now also, when I asked Sarah, as I always ask Sarah about these, and I say, what should we talk about and what should we discuss? Her number one thing when I said, what do we talk about skincare wise? She said hydration. You got to talk about hydration, because when you're hydrated, this really improves the elasticity of your skin, gives you more of a full look within your skin. And that makes sense, right? I mean, we're somewhere between like 70 and 80% total water. So we need that 80 to 100 ounces to get into kind of a good hydrated state per day, especially if it's warm outside and or if you're exercising outside. All right, and then let's go ahead and finish up with a little bit of neck stretching today. So I'm just gonna have us kind of sit down onto the heels. One hand goes behind us. We're gonna pull the head just a little bit forward and down. And we're gonna finish up talking about collagen actually today, and how collagen can be a really good bit for our skin. And collagen, it can be found in some foods. The best food to be getting your collagen source would be bone broth. So if you're gonna make some soups at home, Sarah will actually cook some chicken at home in some bone broth. Let's go ahead and nice big inhale in, kind of long exhale out, and let's go ahead and switch it. Collagen is a structured protein found in the connective tissue of our body, right? So it's something that's there. It's something that's really important to our elasticity overall. And of course, I think you can think about oftentimes how skin has a very, very elastic quality to it. And without that, we cut easy, we run into problems. Nice big inhale in. Nice long exhale out. Go ahead and shake it out. A couple other foods that you can find some collagen in would be fish or chicken, which makes sense if you're talking about proteins. Those are good protein sources. But also in the vegetable world, there's garlic, and then white tea. So we love a pomegranate white tea from Trader Joe's. Maybe you all can fit that into what you're doing, or you could look for a good supplement that gives you some elasticity throughout the body via collagen and hydration. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. I'm going to take a few virtual high fives before my way on out. Be proud of what you're doing and keep rocking it at home. Stay safe, y'all.